Hello guys, Omar here. So today is gonna be a quick video. I'm gonna be talking about how to get your first client for your AI agency or your AI business, whatever you want to call it. If you are a founder, freelancer, doesn't matter. Basically, these are the methods that work for me. They're not guaranteed they're gonna work for you, but you don't lose anything trying, right? I 90% of the things that I'm gonna be talking about here, I took them from Nick Sarive and Nate Herc and all these great creators, and they work for me when I try them. Obviously, the results were not instant. You have to work. I mean, you got to do the work in order to see results, obviously. But at least you're gonna have a roadmap or a north star that you can work on, right? So, first thing, the number one step or phase one will be you have to build something worth buying, right? And when I'm talking about build something worth buying, is that you need to learn what is not trending right now, but what is making money right now. Right now, what is making money is agentic AI, cloud code, and all this stuff. So, step number one is going to be you have to pick a niche. A lot of people spend a lot of time when it comes to picking their niche, whether what is the niche that is going to make me the most money, or what is the most enjoyable, what is the easiest niche to get the first client, what is the most difficult one, what is they have a million reasons to pick a niche, and this is wrong. Do not overthink the niche. Basically, they're all the same. You're gonna have to work in every single one of them. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't change the amount of work that you have to do. You have to work. You're gonna have to work regardless. So it doesn't really matter. So you have to pick a niche that you at least you are comfortable working it, or not comfortable. At least that you have some knowledge. For example, I know a lot of real estate, and I know a lot of AI automation. I know a lot of marketing. Marketing was the first niche that I picked when I started. I then transitioned to AI automation, which is where I am right now. Sorry. And do not think a lot about your niche. As I said, you can pick a niche that you are familiar with or that you enjoy at least. It can be med spa, it can be roofing, it can be dental, it can be HVAC, construction. Doesn't really matter. Just pick a niche and do not pivot. That is basically the first step. Step number two will be build one offer. So I built my offer using Alex Ramos's framework from 100 million offers, basically a grand slam offer. And basically in his book, he says when he was starting, the secret to sales is make them an offer so good they'll feel stupid if they say no. So just spend a day or a few hours of your day crafting a good offer, uh, researching what a good offer means, and that should be it. I mean, do not overthink a lot about it. Do not come with a crazy price or a crazy offer that you think is gonna make you a billionaire in one day. No, just create a good offer and just run with it. Just go with it. Don't think about it. Don't think much about it. So step number three will be build the proof. And this one is very important because you're gonna be using a lot Loom. If you don't know what Loom is basically a tool that allows you to easily record and share videos with a lot of people. You basically they even have an extension, so you can basically just record a 1 minute video about the build that you made. It can be an automation, it can be an app, it can be anything that you want for that offer or for that niche. I mean, for example, let's say that I am in the real estate niche and I built an AI assistant that will handle every single prospect that comes in their pipeline or comes in their CRM. And I basically record a 60-second video about them showing the app or showing the product, and that is basically it. So once you have that, you can basically send it over and over and over and over again. to a lot of prospects and a lot of people, right? So that is going to be phase number one, which is very important. So phase number two, get in front of buyers every single day. This is super important. And I want to emphasize in that because 99% of the time when you are not making money or when you don't have revenue or you're lacking money, you're behind, 99% of the times is that you're not doing enough outreach. That is basically it. You're not doing enough outreach, you're not reaching out enough. And you have two roads that you can take. I suggest you pick one in the beginning and then you can combine them in the long run, right? So the first one is going to be outbound. Um, you can start with outbound. I do not recommend starting with outbound because if you don't have the money, it can be a little draining. But you can start with outbound. It's not bad at all. I actually prefer starting with outbound if you have the money because it's basically gonna do a speed run of your entire process of outreach. So first, you're gonna buy three domains. Three domains are very cheap. They cost like around 4 or 5, up to $10 or $11. So they're very cheap, and you can buy three, and that will get you three inboxes, and you can get an instantly account. If you don't know what instantly is, it's basically a cold email tool that you can send a bunch of emails to a lot of people, a lot of random people. Then you warmed up those accounts for a period of 14 or 21 days. And then you're going to have an email list around 50 or 100 emails, right? So you can send up to 50 or 100 emails per day per inbox. And if you do the math, so let me do the math with you. So let's say that we have three inboxes, right? And for each inbox, we're going to send 100 emails per day, right? So we have 300 emails, right? Per day. Per day. So if we multiply that a week, we have 2,100 emails a week, right? Which is a lot. So the more the more you stick to it, basically, obviously, not every single email is going to land. That is one thing that you have to understand about cold email. You're not gonna see results instantly. They take a while to see. It takes a while to see results, but it's completely worth it. Also another thing that is super super recommended if you don't have any money or you don't want to spend a lot of time learning about cold email and you don't want to spend money in domains and stuff like that is go to Upwork. You can basically filter jobs and apply with Loom's videos basically. So that's what I did to get my first client actually. So I got my first job for an AI automation. He needed basically an assistant, and what I did was I just sent a Loom video talking about a workflow that I made in make.com a while ago, and I just showed it to him, and he was interested. And basically, I closed my first client, basically the same day. And that is a good way to get your first client. Yes, you're gonna have to apply to a lot of jobs, maybe, but it is a very very good way to just start looking for jobs. And because basically Upwork is a platform where people post their problems, like it's a platform where other people are looking for basically you to work basically. So let's say that you need an automation for your website or you need an automation for Airtable or your CRM or anything, and you just go to Upwork and post a job post saying, "Hey, I need an automation for my CRM," and then you can interview four through two, three people, and you basically have a job. You basically close your first client, right? So, um, a few tips that I can give you when it comes to Upwork: make your Upwork profile look professional. Obviously, but you can attach a short video of you, like saying who you are, your background, stuff like that is very helpful because a lot of people will check your profile, obviously. And do not worry if you never use Upwork before or you don't have any reviews. I mean, the only way to get reviews is just showing up and showing up every day and applying to jobs. So I mean, you don't lose anything trying. So second, the second route will be inbound or DMs. I also like this one a lot because you can do a lot as well with DMs. So you can post your builds publicly on YouTube or in social media in general. That's what I'm doing as well, which is helping me a lot as well. I'm just posting in LinkedIn, I'm posting in TikTok, posting in Twitter, I mean Instagram, wherever you can, just post it. I mean the it never hurts to have presence in social media. I mean, there's not a single downside to have a social media for your business or for freelancing or anything. So just post your builds publicly. I Obviously, not every single video is going to hit, but that's okay. So first client basically will come eventually. You can send 30 DMs, 100, 150, 500, whatever the amount is, just send it. I mean, me personally, I send 100, about 100 or 80 DMs per day, and I've closed multiple clients by just sending DMs, right? And also, you can just give templates away as lead magnets for people. I do this all the time. As you can see, I have free resources in my profile, in my Instagram. I have free templates all over the place because you don't lose anything just giving stuff for free. I mean, they're just templates and things that I've worked on, and if you want to see it, it's okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter, and this helps a lot when you're just starting. So I also recommend that just create some templates, create some automations, and just give them away for free. I mean, it's not gonna hurt you. So phase three is going to be the cold calls, not cold calls, but sorry. Before jumping into phase three, I want to clarify. You can also do cold calls if you are good in calls. I used to work in a call center back in the day, so I'm very good in cold calls. I'm not afraid to do them. I used to do them a lot as well, and I cannot say I have a lot of success with cold calls, but I know they work if you give them a shot. So maybe I'm gonna try them again in the future. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But they're a good option as well. So jumping to phase three, when you basically do all of the rest above, you're gonna start showing up to calls with people, right? So the biggest mistake that I see people nowadays making when they're starting is that they just focus on AI. They focus on AI. They talk to the prospect just about AI, and the prospect doesn't really care about AI. They don't care what model you use. They don't care if you're using Claude. They don't care if you're using ChatGPT, if you're using Gemini, Kimi K3, if you're using Claude in the maximum effort. They don't really care about it. They just care that they just care about if you can make if you can make them more money, or if you can save them hours, if you can save them money, if you show results, that is the only thing they care about. They care about results. They don't care about anything else, because you have to understand the mind of a business owner. A business owner is not thinking about AI 24/7. Yes, they're thinking, oh, my competitors maybe are using AI or something like that, but they're not thinking about, oh, should I use just Kimi K3 for this task, or should I use Claude in the maximum effort to complete the task or to get more clients? No, they're not thinking about that. They're just thinking about making more money, right? So just basically turn their pain into a number. For example, if they're wasting a lot of hours doing outreach or basically cleaning their pipeline, their CRM, just say like cleaning your pipeline, you spend like 4 or 5 hours every single day. This is costing you 2,400 a month. I can fix that easily with an automation or with an agent or with a vibe coded app. Doesn't really matter. Just I'm just making an example. So you have to sell, basically make them more money or saving them hours not the AI or not the model itself, right? Because they don't care about the model. They don't care about the AI. As long as you show results, they don't care what AI you're using. That's a reality. So the next step will be the price. Nick's Arrive and Nate Herc, they always recommend to make basically your automation or your services accurate. When I say accurate, is that people when they're starting, they love to lowball prices because they are insecure. They think that people would not take them seriously because they're starting and they have imposter syndrome. But when you're starting, I mean, you can easily charge 2K or 1. I mean 1.5K. I I apologize. It seems that the webcam stopped working, but we are back. So as I was saying, um, a lot of beginners they just love to lowball prices because they think they are not enough or they're just starting and people will not take them seriously. This is wrong. This is completely wrong. You'd be surprised the amount of people that will pay. I mean, 2K, 3K, even 4K. For these automations and the systems nowadays because they know the value of it, right? Or at least you're showing the value of it, right? So never lowball and never price like 100 or 200, 300. This is wrong because you're basically working for free at this point, right? So next step will be deliver and document or basically the the resources, right? So you screenshot and before and after of the numbers. In this case, you can have one case study. Let's say that you helped a local business make an extra 30K, and basically you can use that as a case study. And basically you can use this same case study for your next three sales calls, so you can show it to future clients. You can say, I helped this business 2x their revenue in 3 months with this automation. I saved them 6 hours or 10 plus hours per week with the system, so on and so forth. So you can basically use it over and over and over, and the more clients and the more use cases you get down the road, the better it will be because you're gonna have more options and you're gonna have a wider range of variety and use cases, right? You're gonna have use cases for everything basically. You're gonna have if you have a client that is working in construction, you're gonna have use cases for construction. If you do a lot of outreach, obviously, if you have a client in a call that works with real estate, maybe you're gonna have a use case for real estate. So that is going to basically give them the confidence, and also make it's gonna make them trust you more, right? So the final the final thing that I want to say is the reality check. Uh, the reality check is that the funnel is brutal because you have to do a lot of outreach. You have to do the work. A lot of people don't like to do the work and they expect results to just show magically. This is not how it works. You have to work. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter the niche you're in or the industry you're in. You have to work. You have to do the job every single day. So you have to just do a lot of outreach, getting sales calls, uh, apply to jobs in Upwork, and eventually that will get you your first client. That is basically it. And the reason why most people never get the first client is because they spend so much time in the tutorial phase. Tutorial phase is that they watch a bunch of videos, they know how to use Cloud Code, they already know how to prompt AI, they already know how to use skills, for example, and they just keep looking for tutorials and things to learn, and they don't do anything about it. And this is basically the tutorial help because you're not making any money, you're just consuming, right? So you're just learning tools forever for no reason, right? You're not putting your knowledge in practice. So you have to understand that you need to get out of the tutorial hell. Number one. Number two will be switching niches every 2 weeks or changing your niche every 3 months or 4 months. This is wrong. This is completely wrong. As I said, just pick one and stick to it. Do not change it. Every single industry can make you money. Every single industry, believe it or not. There's enough money in the world or in the United States for everybody. Um, the next one will be the pricing. As I said, the pricing at 200 out of imposter syndrome. I know there's a lot of times that our mind or ourselves, like we say, I'm starting and people will not believe, that I can do this, or people doesn't have trust. People do not find me like, I'm a good freelancer or founder or anything like that. That is imposter syndrome. Nobody is good when they're starting. Nobody. But you never want to work for free. Never want to work for free. Right? So the final one and the most important one will be selling the AI or the model instead of the outcome. Right? Selling cloud code, selling agentic AI and workflows and stuff like that instead of just selling the results, like hours saved, dollars made, and that is basically all they care about. The prospects, their business owners, the founders. That is literally all they care about. Do not sell them the model. They don't care what model you use to fix the problem. They don't care. So the bottleneck is never the tech. It is how you basically show your offer to other people. How basic it is how people hear your offer. As I said, if you have a shitty offer, you're not gonna make any money. So I said you need to spend some time just crafting a good offer. So I would say that this is everything you need in order to get your first line. I there's also a roadmap that Nick Sarai made, how to get to 25K a month. I'm also gonna attach that because I use his a lot of his resources to guide me through my journey when I was starting. So I'm also gonna basically share them with you. So that is basically all you need to basically land your first client. As I said, you're gonna have to do the work. You're gonna have to wake up, you know, uh, just apply to jobs in Upwork, DM people. You can also talk to people in your circle. I mean, I also one of the first, I think maybe the second client that I ever got was a friend of my dad, right? And he needed a website, and I just created a website for him and his business. I charged him $1,000, and that he was basically my second client ever, right? A friend of my dad, right? So you never lose anything just trying in your inner circle or DMing people, reaching out to people, your friends. It doesn't really matter. You can reach out to anybody. So as I said, doesn't matter the industry you're in, you're gonna have to do the work regardless. So I hope that at least this guide helped you in some type of way, give you some type of clarity in any way. Again, you can ask me anything in the comments. You can ask me anything in the past videos. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. So yeah, I mean, I'm just someone in the same boat as you, figuring all this out. And I'm not perfect. I do not know everything, but I'm doing my best every single day to be on top of my game or keep up with all this business and AI stuff. But yeah, that was what I wanted to record today. How you get your first line. So I hope that at least got some clarity again. I hope that you do well. I hope a very, very, very successful future for you. I hope that you succeed in in everything that you want to do. So again, if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And yeah, thank you so much again for watching the video, for subscribing and liking the videos. I've been getting a lot of love lately, and I really appreciate that. So thank you so much, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. And just get to work. That is all I can say. Just get to work. I mean, it's not easy, but it's simple. Do not overcomplicate it.